Hello, Sagittarius. It's time for your weekly reading. It is late, so I have to apologize desperately to you because it was supposed to be on the 15th and it is now the 18th. So I'm very sorry about that. And I will pull a couple of extra cards for you today to make up for that oversight. So I hope that you're doing great. I hope my fiery Sagittarius types are all having a great week, and I hope it gets better. I hope this reading helps. So let's dive into it. Oh, damn it, this card. Everybody is getting this card. Really, it is that bad. I hate that card. I mean, I don't think anybody likes it, but I love this card. It's my favorite. Okay, something's going on. If you've got these two sword cards, this is not fantastic. This is heartache, and this is betrayal. So I'm hoping something really terrific. I almost said terrific. I meant horrific. I hope something really horrific is not going on here. But let us remember that swords are air. They are thoughts. Now, thoughts can hurt us just as much as anything else in this world. We have to remember that. But we also have to remember that we can change our thoughts no matter what happens. So I don't know what this is about, but I'm going to guess you feel betrayed about something because it's causing true heartache, or anything deceiving where something went behind your back, which means there's a decision to be made. If you are recognizing that this thing is happening, that this thing is true, that this event is happening to you, because this is a general reading, it may or not be, completely true with everybody, or with one person it might be a very minor occurrence and somebody else it's major. So I hate this card. I really do. I mean, I actually think I hate this card more than I hate this card. There's heartache here. There's heartache here. But you have lots of options. You have lots of options, which can be confusing, especially when there's all this heartache and you need to make a decision. But you do have to make some kind of a decision here because this is not good. I'm not saying you have to decide to leave the person you're with if they've backstabbed you. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that either. I'm just saying that may not even be the decision. The decision may be just what to do in the immediate. How do you get through today? How do you get through tomorrow? Maybe the big decisions can be put off for a little while. Maybe they have to be dealt with now, depending on your situation. So we've got the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups might be your partner. Maybe this is the person who's causing the trouble. Or maybe they have nothing to do with it. I mean, you can be backstabbed by many people in the world, not just your love interest. But maybe this person is involved. I mean, this is Queen of Cups, which typically is a wonderful person. Very passionate, very loving, intuitive, lots of positives. But when I see the card in this position next to this card, if this person is involved in this situation, it would be a water sign, typically Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. It's not 100% that it's a water sign, but it often is, usually is. So maybe this person is the trouble. Maybe this person is someone who's coming in to be a calming feature and help you in this situation. So here we have my favorite card, the Six of Cups. It's a card that can mean childhood, nostalgia about childhood, or a very special relationship between kids. Sometimes somebody from your past, maybe your best childhood friend. It can also mean a sibling sometimes. I've seen that assert itself a lot lately. So maybe it's a sibling of yours who you love dearly who's caused you this trouble, or who's had it done to them perhaps. I mean, depending on how close you are to somebody else, their trauma and torment. If you have a twin, say, and something dreadful's happened to the twin, that can be almost as bad if it's happening to you. Or to your child. Something happens to your child, you probably would prefer that it happened to you. So depending on who's who here and what the dynamics are, I don't want this to be the case for you, and I feel very badly that something is going on here, and I'm hoping it's less major instead of more major. But through everything, you continue to persevere. So that's a good thing, because you are moving on. You are, you know, you need to face it. Maybe you need time to face it, but at the same time, it's usually better to be in action and to not end your life. And I don't mean suicidally end your life. I mean put things on hold for too long if you are able to function. So, you know, maybe I'm making too much of this, because sometimes these things are not as devastating. Even when something goes wrong, sometimes maybe you saw it coming, so you're not so devastated. Maybe maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason for what's going on. I'm not saying it's a wrong assumption or anything like that, but I'm saying maybe things went a certain way. You gave the person more than one chance, but you kind of saw the writing on the wall, and it went the way you thought it was going to happen, so maybe you're not shocked by this. Maybe this is, even though sad, it might be expected. Sometimes that's the case. So let's see what's going to be happening as you move into the next week. Let's hope things get a little nicer. Judgment. Maybe they're going to, maybe whoever caused this is going to get, you know, some karmic situation come down on their head. That does happen, believe it or not. Very, very positive as you go into the next week. So you are, when I say the Judgment card, I often think that we are, you know, we're spiritual beings. We're not mere mortals. We may be mortals, but we're not mere mortals. There's another component to us. And so maybe this is when you tap into your spiritual side and you use that to help yourself out of this trauma. In spite of whatever this is, you have the Ace of Cups, overflowing love and abundance in love and passion. This is good. This is really good. And you see there's that spiritual component in the Ace of Cups. Your cup runneth over. It's going to be good. Really good. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is all about abundance and family and having people around you, long life, and lots of good stuff. Can sometimes mean an inheritance, but typically it means that you're going to have lots of good things come your way, things that you set in motion here. I would love to know who the people are, who this person is, if she's related to the situation, or if she's somebody who comes in to alleviate the situation, or if this is a relative. So my email is below, and if you want to tell me how this plays out in your life, I'd be thrilled to hear it. You guys have been sending me things telling me how you have utilized my readings to help to plan, and how some of it's gone, which has been very positive for me to hear. So I told you I owed ya, because I was tardy in my reading. So let's look at a couple more cards just to see what's what. Okay, so we're going to cut the deck and just take a peek at a secret card. The Lovers, yay, with the Ace of Cups. What could be better than that? Passion, 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 and the Lovers, more passion. Well, this is good. This is what I like to see. This is a positive point. And the Queen of Cups, too, don't forget. So that's also more passion. A lot of positive stuff here. The more positive, the more we get rid of the negative. Accentuate the positive, and the negative recedes into nothingness. So the more good stuff you get, the less important all these other trivialities are. So we're going to pull 3 more cards. Damn it. So here we are with more bad thoughts. So this card, again with the heartache, it's heartache. So we've got the King of Swords. Okay, so this guy runs a good kingdom. He's very intellectual. Kingdom meaning house, business, or whatever. Very intellectual, maybe somebody you know. Very good at cutting through BS, very good at getting to the point, and very practical individual. Sometimes he comes when we need to be practical about things. So here you've got all these cards of sorrow. So you need to decide, obviously, if something terrible has happened, that you actually recognize why you have all this sorrow and it makes sense. You can work through it and you understand why. But sometimes we can have terrible, terrible sorrow for no apparent reason. Or I shouldn't say for no apparent reason. For no apparent reason. You know, maybe it's from something from the past that's still within us. Maybe it's something that isn't seemingly as major as what it's turned out to be in your head. Maybe we look at our own, things that didn't go the way we want and we turn them into something enormous. Or maybe it is some actual backstabbing event that causes you with all this pain. But remember, I know it sounds like I'm making light of it, but these are not real swords. They're not going to stab you like this, and they're not really piercing your heart like this. We just feel like our heart is pierced sometimes. But these things can often be repaired. You will find new love if it's a love situation. If it's that you've lost somebody that you care about, time will help. Time will help. I mean, that sounds terrible, I know, but it really, really will. And then you've got this beautiful card, the Four of Wands. This is a card of celebration. This is a card of celebration. Everybody's got their bouquets in the air. You've got garlands. It's a sunny day. This represents lots of possibility. Things moving to a new home, a wedding. So in a reading where I see these, boy, that overrides any sad situation. And judgment will come. Judgment will come. That's another thing to always remember. That, now I'm not saying we always see it. It's not always when we want it to be. And I'm not saying life is always fair that way. But there are some things that you would never think that the people would get what they should get. And yet they do somehow. So this is generally a good reading. I am concerned that you have all these swords and all this sadness, but I think you're going to overcome it. I absolutely know you will, actually, not I think. And there's a lot of good stuff here. You've got a lot to focus on, so you don't have to worry so much about the bad stuff. And I think you're going to have a decent week. I think you're going to be able to find the gems here and work out what's going on with all of this. You are a strong person, fiery and strong, and you will get past this. And it's a strange time right now, but it's going to be fantastic. We're on the edge of something good, Sagittarius. So I'm going to let you go into the world and have a wonderful week, hopefully. And you take care, and I hope to talk to you soon.